Holy hell, that is a massive, like I'm not gonna lie, like it's still not no speed demon, but oh my god, that is a massive change for how much money you spend. What is up YouTube? My name is Vinny and welcome to Road Blast Media. Before we crack on with this video, if you liked it and you want to see more from me, make sure to click that subscribe button and also like this video to show your support. Today we are installing the DNA air filter on my Royal Enfield Himalayan. So this is a pretty basic install, so I'm just going to go like sort of step by step is how I go. It's not going to be a full tutorial, it's a pretty basic thing. So to get started, we remove this plate here and we will find the air filter behind there. So let's get cracking on. I'll just remove this and then we'll replace the filter, and I will tell you my thoughts about it and if it changes the bike's behavior at all. I've heard a lot of good things about changing the air filter on the Himalayan, and it kind of unlocks a bit of hidden power within the bike, so I'm really eager to see it. So I'll do an on-ride sort of review of how the filter goes, and also just a little step-by-step of how I'm going with installing it. So yeah, cheers. Okay guys, I have removed the plate here and we have revealed the air filter with its very restrictive cover. So we'll be removing all that and then replacing with the DNA air filter and also the cover delete kit. Funny thing, turns out that one of the bolts on the Himalayan sort of cover plate here is actually just there for looks. It's got a little bolt behind it. That was actually quite funny. I was trying to unscrew it and it just wasn't going anywhere, but there's actually a little rubber bung here, and it actually is only held in place by 3 screws. The fourth one is actually just there for looks to kind of complete the, I guess, a screw in each corner sort of look. That is very funny. So yeah, we'll crack on and we'll get the air filter out and then replace it with a new one, and then we'll have my thoughts. Alright guys, I've removed the restrictive cover plate here, and you can see it restricts it massively. It's got this little funnel that sort of funnels all the air in, and this is sort of held in like with a little bit of, I guess it's just a bit snug in there, and it's a little bit hard to get out. So you just want to make sure that you take this off first before you try and remove the whole filter. Works a lot better. So there we have the standard Royal Enfield filter, nothing to write home about, just your average paper filter, and we'll be replacing it with the DNA. Rightio, let's see what we got in here, eh? So, open up the box and we've got instructions of how to care for the filter. We have the cover delete kit and also the DNA filter itself, which is much higher quality than your average one. These are washable filters, so you can use them for a very long time, and we got some DNA stickers in here as well. Alright, let's get on with the install. Rightio, so we got the filter here and it should just slot straight in like so. Not the most snug fit, but that's alright. This is what this is for. It holds everything in place, so we'll get that out and install it. Also, if you're wondering about the water, I just washed the bike. It was a little bit dusty from last time's ride, so yeah. Okay guys, it's all installed now. It's a bit of a push. You kind of got to push it in place and then everything stays in place very snugly. So the air filter delete kit, you kind of need to have the actual DNA one to do it. There'll probably be some other way you can make one up, but it has a foam ring around the back that holds everything in place. And also make sure to keep all your screws, because the kit does not come with any of its own screws. You've got to reuse the Royal Enfield ones. Okay, so I'm going to get this cover plate back on, and then I'll idle the bike for 15 minutes. Top tip, if you're doing any sort of performance or air changes to the bike, you need to let it idle for 15 minutes before you take it out for a spin. I know that's the case in the 650s. Could be wrong on the Himalayan, but do it to be safe anyway. 15-minute idle, and we'll take it out on the road. I'll see you guys on the saddle. Okay guys, we have the air filter installed, and now we're going to take it for a spin. So hopefully this is a big change like people say, so yeah, it should be interesting. Okay, instantly like I can notice a bit more pull in the low range, and the exhaust is actually a bit louder. which is quite interesting. I will be changing the exhaust as well after this, so it should be really cool. I just wanted to do the filter on its own without the exhaust to see the differences. Wow! Whoa! Holy hell! That is a massive, like I'm not gonna lie, like it's still no speed demon, but oh my god, that is a massive change for how much money you spend. It's only like a couple $100, like 200 New Zealand dollars. That's huge, especially in the top end. Whoa, this bike's been woken up, man. Holy heck, that's awesome. You can hear the air rush a little bit more, and the exhaust just seems a little bit more open. Man, that's interesting. That's like, I wasn't expecting, because it's not as like it's still a bit of a drastic change on the Interceptor 650 and Continental GT, but this bike honestly like feels like a whole new animal. This is a really worthwhile upgrade, I would say. Like, definitely go for it if you're thinking about it. Wow, it pulls so much better through the gears, and it picks up a bit quicker. The exhaust has a bit more bass too. That's so interesting. I wasn't expecting the exhaust to be changed that much, but it actually sounds a bit better. Wow, even uphill, fourth gear pulling uphill. It didn't do that before. Oh man, that's wicked. Okay, so yeah, no, I would say the DNA filter is actually a really worthwhile upgrade to do. Yeah, like wow, like it actually is a noticeable difference. I wasn't expecting it to be that noticeable. Yeah, it pulls me back a little. It didn't do that before. That is awesome. Okay, yeah. Alright, so the DNA filter, oh, that was a bit of an early change. I've been riding the GT, I'm still not used to that short as first gear. Okay, that was wicked. DNA filter is a go with these Royal Enfield Himalayans, man. It is a worthwhile upgrade, couple $100, and honestly, like, there's definitely more power there. You wouldn't get an upgrade like that, like for $200 anywhere else. You would not find an increase in power for $200 like that. Wicked. Okay, yes, so it was just a bit of a short video anyway, guys, just sort of putting the DNA filter to the test, a bit of a spin down the road. I really recommend getting one. I would say if you're thinking about it or anything, just jump at it, because it does take a little bit of time to get it posted. I'm sure any brand of filter, I went with DNA, but there's probably other ones like K&N and stuff that you'll get the same results with. For the money, the power increase is actually quite substantial and noticeable, especially in the mid-range. I think top end's probably going to stay around the same unless we do like a bit of a cam upgrade and things like that. But no, all in all, great upgrade. It changes the sound of the bike a bit. You can hear a bit more air rushing, and it says what they advertise. It gives a bit more increase in power and everything. So yeah, DNA filter is our go. Road Blast Media approved. So yeah, cheers for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.